Well, we may be a little late tonight, but we're live.
We're live. We're live.
We're here.
You're having computer problems today, I heard, right?
I am. Am I stuttering?
Have you been taking a lot of screenshots on your computer?
I have not.
Because that's how computers get drunk. Roll that thing.
Do it. Roll it.
Studios presents Figure Action. That one's me.
Had to do it. Dave's not here.
Well, Dave's not here, man. Anyway, if you're watching us here live on YouTube, thank you very much. We really appreciate it. We've had a whole bunch of cool people hanging out in the chat already. We've got Toy Mafia first in, as always. Always. And I respect this so much. Honoring our good friend Nightwing and him. We got Antoine Lewis hanging out. We've got McLauderig. We've got TF Hustler. We've got Princeton Phalanx. We've got Stunning and Brave Megatron hanging out with us. And of course, Junkion Crafts and Builds is hanging out with you all in the chat. If you want to interact with us throughout the course of the show and you're watching us live, all you do is pop in that live chat over there. It doesn't cost you anything. We'll be highlighting your comments throughout the course of the show. We got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. We'd love to have you.
$5.
We'd love to have y'all as part of the show. I should probably set up a stream elements for us. We did have that one question. Somebody wanted to donate. It's not necessary, but it's appreciated. All the money goes back in the show. Just like our t-shirt fund helps out the StreamYard. I actually have to talk to Joe and see if we can cash out over there before we move over to the new service. But yeah, while you're at it, if you're watching us here live or on the replay, make sure you slam that like button because it helps us out in the algorithm. Make sure if you're not already, you're subscribed. Ring that notification bell. Check the link out in the description below for our Teespring store. And yes, as Matt said, if you're inclined, pretend you're Will Smith. Pretend that like button is Chris Rock. Pretend he just insulted your G.I. Jane looking wife, and But that won't get you banned from Figure Action. We encourage you to come back. So yeah, check our link in the description below for our Teespring store. And
I'd like to share something.
Yeah, what you got?
So speaking of t-shirts, our friend, let's see if he's in the chat. I don't think he's here right at this moment. He'll probably join us a little bit later. But he sent me a picture. He's much younger than us. So he's first day of college. And here, let's see if I can present. I'm going to try to share.
First day?
Did that come up? Oh, yeah, there you go.
There we go.
So he is wearing our shirt on his first day of school. So I just thought, shout out to TF Masterpiece Man or Dusty. Thanks for supporting us.
Yeah,
you look awesome.
And it matches his shoes also. I don't know how to zoom in, but anyway, there you go. You can style up. How's all? Carry on.
No, we could just talk to Sony first.
We could have. Yeah. Sony, how the hell are you doing? And did you anything cool this week?
I'm doing okay. I've been sick. So if you're on my channel, you notice I haven't posted anything for like a week. That's just because I was getting over sick. I'm feeling better now.
Good.
And I finally went to work today for a full day. So I got some stuff I haven't even unboxed yet because I was trying not to be sick and unboxing it. But I got this Galv Tyranno from Carl for review. Matt sent me the first one, and now Matt's in the comments, but he's not here. Anyway, Matt sent me the first one, and Carl sent me the repaint. It's literally a straight repaint. They haven't changed anything. So, I don't know. I'm not super excited for it, but this guy, Magic Squares Onslaught. Also, this was from Matt. Again, I haven't touched it for 5 days, but I'm going to look at this next probably. It's really impressive, like what it can do at this scale.
It looks better than Masterpiece.
It is a mini masterpiece. Yeah. This is Megatron. I opened it. The Transart Transmetal Megatron. That's really it. That's all I got.
Right on.
Been a quiet week for me.
Next up, we've got Mr. Junkie on Crafts and Builds. We got Mike Rogers. Mike, how the hell are you doing? And did you get anything cool this week?
Doing okay. Just like I said, low energy. Just trying to get through the week. Things that I got this week. Really, only 3 things. One was I found this guy last weekend when I was going down to Virginia. So never saw Fang in the stores. So got him. With that, I picked up Commander Chin. Not a bad body and such, and the sculpt isn't as bad as what the pictures showed. So he's kind of neat. My last thing, and I also had to blame Matt for it, but I found the Toy Notch Athenia for crazy good price on eBay. So she's not bad. Obviously, it doesn't have the size for the like light up features and stuff, but super articulated. Don't know if I'll keep her, but she'll be one of the many things I'm behind on. So that's about it, man. So what about you, T-Man?
Well, hello everyone. I'm T-Man. And what did I get? Well, over the weekend, I got the Cobra Valkyries, and I put up a review and a couple of shorts on Instagram. So check that out. I did head swaps, not a ton, but a couple.
How'd you have the box?
Yeah, that's going in the trash stream. I've just been lazy. Today with Amazon, after they told me it was coming and then it wasn't coming and now it's coming again, I got Shadow Striker, who is very odd. The shoulders work like the Armada Megatron, where they're connected to the back, but they still do all the arm things, so you can't complain. But it's kind of a Partsformer. Since it's supposed to be Robots in Disguise Hot Shot, it's supposed to be a Partsformer.
You mean Sideburn or
Sideburn? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a Partsformer. Like you can transform it with the shield on the arm, but it's very difficult because only one of these hinges is pinned. And from one of our absent members, I bought this Optimus off of Partsformer, the Magic Square Optimus 2.0, the little one. Unfortunately, he doesn't come with extra hands. He just comes with what you see here. Period. But it's still cool and awesome. And I meant to bring, I have the bigger one at work right now. I meant to bring that home so I can mess with it and compare it. And I don't know why I'm getting knocks on the door. But yeah, that's it.
Well, I guess that leaves me in my week. So originally I was supposed to be back to regular schedule this week. It did not work out that way. So I've been working 6 to 6, and they assured us today that Monday will be the last day we're doing these 12-hour shifts. It sucks because it just feels like the moment I get off of work, it's like the day's gone to try to spend some time with my wife. And then next thing I know, it's bedtime. So I can be back up at, 5 to get ready the next morning. So is what it is. But, at least, what's that?
So she might be happy.
No, she's not. She'd prefer for me to be able to have like time with her and time to just enjoy my evening a little bit, because it's also like it also sucks because it's just like, you know, only happened like 4 hours. I did not go to the gym this past week, and it sucked because I just gotten back in the habit of going to the gym, and I've just been too tired and lacking time to do it. So I can't wait to go back to normal. Speaking of my wife, she did get me a couple cool things. She got me a little surprise. We mentioned them on the show. She ordered the whole set of those little Sonic spoons.
Nice.
So, yeah, she got them. She originally she was going to go to Sonic, but we're both dieting, so she's like, the temptation would have been too strong, so she ordered them off eBay, and they're actually better quality than I was expecting. Like, they're actually made of a really, like, you know, it's not like Lego plastic, but it's substantial. I was expecting them to kind of feel like, you know, like plasticware, like you'd get, you know, for like a cookout, but they're actually pretty decent. So I'm keeping the Prime and the Megatron, and I'm going to send T, the Alita, Bumblebee, and Twitch, because I just wanted the Prime. I wanted the Prime and the Megatron. I mostly just wanted the Prime, but then I saw the Megatron. I probably will also take a Gundam marker to this Prime and put the red on him, just because he looks a little lacking.
Yeah,
he looks like he's wearing pajamas.
Yeah. Good for eating chili dogs. I don't know that you'd eat chili dogs in the spoon, Matt. I don't know what kind of tradition you have there, but that one's not for me.
Matt, if you can type a comment, you can come in here and join the show.
Sony, he's eating a chili dog with a spoon. He doesn't want the world to see that yet.
And walking a dog, apparently. So,
well, when he said walking a dog, it could be with a chili dog.
Good point.
Sonny Bergman says, nothing like eating a bowl of cereal with Prime's crotch staring right at you.
Yes.
I also got my green screen's making his legs invisible, but I got Bludgeon.
I did not know that was out.
Yeah, they stealth dropped that one.
You must be very close to an Amazon drop, because you seem to get your Amazon stuff very fast.
It is very close. It's
There's one right. Yeah, let's say there's the big Amazon warehouse like 5 minutes from my house.
I was about to say, I can drive those.
Also, like, I got my my Shadow Striker, so I got that in today. But I think I do prefer her with the instead of having that piece on the gun. I like it as a second shield. But yeah, definitely a Partsformer. But the transformation is pretty cool. It's nice to get a new mold, and the transformation is very different from anything in Legacy. Yes. But you know, as T said, like, the arms are weird because they're connected to the backpack. That threw me off at first, but overall I do like her quite a bit. And even though he's just a repaint retool, I do like Bludgeon a lot. And yeah, he's not battle damaged. It's just my green screen eating his green parts. I thought he was gonna come on like olive colored. A lot of times that happens, but it's neat. It's neat. I think I enjoy having like all these updated pretenders. But that's it for me. I guess we can go ahead and get into some news here, because we got a bunch of cool stuff to talk about. I'm hoping that I fixed my mouse issue. I've been having some issues with my computer mouse, so if I'm slow pulling stuff up tonight, that is why. For whatever, I have a dual monitor set up, and for whatever reason, I've been having problems highlighting text and moving things from one monitor to another. So I've reinstalled my drivers for my mouse and also put a new battery in. So let's see if that does it. All right. What's that?
You should get a cat.
No. I've lived with cats before. I like cats. I think they're sweet, but I don't want to like, cats are not respectful of your stuff. So my main reason. So well, you got lucky there.
I did.
Just in time for Halloween, but not in time for Halloween at all, because it's not due out until January 1st, 2024. The next collaborative effort from the Universal Monsters cross Transformers. This one's actually really cool. I wasn't expecting to like this one as much as I did. It's a heavy well, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a heavy retool, but it's a retool of Siege Impactor into Frankenstein's monster. I think this is pretty cool. What do you guys think?
Yeah, why did you say heavy retool? Because it looks
Well,
identical other than the head.
Well, no, this is a new chest here,
The chest.
and
New chest,
the
new head.
hands are new.
The weapon.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
weapon that's a brand new effects part. So it's not fair to say it's a heavy retool, but it definitely is a retool of
Enough
the
to make it worthwhile to you.
Well, yeah, I mean, I like how this works as Frankenstein's monster. I like how they remolded the hand here. I know I had put it in our show chat, but somebody also did a digibash of this as Autobot Spike, and it totally works. Like completely, totally works. So it also makes me wonder if this is possibly a pre-tool for that. Yeah. So Larry, I took a rubbing alcohol and a Q-tip, and I actually cleaned the little laser on the bottom of the mouse thing. Maybe it was that. But
We have 12 side swipes, so why not?
right. I'm also just now noticing that the left thigh is remolded. To have like this like metal strip on there. So it's cool. I really like this. I like the mind wipe. I like that they're still doing the same thing with these VHS style boxes. And
the
one
packaging is like the main thing here.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just so well done. It's almost like they want you to display the package.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this more than Mind Wipe, so I would feel more inclined to buy this, but I don't know if I will.
What's the price?
Voyager class plus.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the one challenge. Now I did have points on Amazon. I had $23 in reward points. So I was like, okay, but yeah, this should not cost the Voyager price.
Yeah, $35 is a lot for it.
Yeah, especially when I do like the packaging. I like the fact that it's going for that VHS aesthetic. But with Draculus, it's a windowless box with an elastic band in it that pulls the inside back. It's neat, but it's not elaborate packaging. Like what they did for the Jurassic Park stuff, at least the first Jurassic Park set, like that justified the price of it. Same thing with the X-Men one. What was it? It was X something was the name.
Expanse,
yeah. Like making that look like the old Toy Biz X-Men packaging was really cool. But yeah, I love the art on this, but there's nothing in that packaging to justify the price. And the retooling's like, it's like any other Generation Selects. I think that the pricing should be on par with the Generation Select stuff.
That new effects piece is $10.
Right.
I think the best packaging so far was that Jurassic Park, the truck and the Tyrannosaurus.
Yeah.
And then maybe
The Ghostbusters one.
I thought Gigawatt.
Yeah,
was
the
pretty good.
Ghostbusters one was really well done too.
Yeah. But
next up, we
not
get a
for
look.
me.
We get a look at Commander Class Ultra Magnus in hand. So a user on Reddit got this figure early. Not exactly sure how they got it.
There's like dozens of in-hand pictures out there now. Like not just this one. Like there's like so many.
Yeah. So I guess that means he might be shipping pretty soon. I mean, I'm also curious to see some reviews. Is it like it implies here that like the Matrix shoots out in a spring-loaded way? I can't tell.
Yeah, the chest is spring-loaded.
Huh.
But you get a look at how he comes packed, what he looks like. It looks like there's no difference from the with what we got with the previews. This definitely looks like a miniature masterpiece.
Yeah. Oh, look how big it is.
Yeah, huge compare. And I think this is the first time we've seen him compared to the Siege mold or the Kingdom mold rather.
I don't. So people are saying it's too much, but size-wise, it makes sense to me to be Commander Class. You know what didn't make sense was Rodimus. Rodimus made no sense to me that was Commander Class. This
I
one
agree. I think he scales really well with Galvatron and Rodimus. It's interesting though how he has the backdrop, but they've got kind of, you can see more cost cutting in action, because when they switched over to the plastic free packaging, at first they had like 2 backdrops where like it was printed on what was securing the figure, and then there was the backdrop, and now they're just kind of like, yeah, here's cardboard, and then there's the backdrop. I don't really care. It's just a nitpick, but
I'd rather they cut it there than just get rid of the tissue paper.
Yeah.
So stupid. But yeah, this looks great. I'm picking one up.
Yeah.
And
Prince says,
somebody who doesn't buy any of these.
Princeton got Nova Prime. He said Nova Prime guy's kind of good. That Ultra Magnus mold works better for him. IMO. I would love to see. That's kind of a shame though that they used. I guess they needed to get one last use out of that mold, because they've used it.
Wow.
Nova Prime's the 5th.
You have 3 Ultra Magnuses in that mold, so
You have 5. You have 5 because you have the Siege. You have the Siege one that came in the mystery box, the one that was supposed to be the battle damaged one. You have the Shattered Glass. You have
Earthrise.
Kingdom. Kingdom. Then you've got the Galaxy Prime, and now you've got Nova Prime, so 6.
No, the primes I wasn't including.
Yeah,
so I'm like, if you like
mold.
that version of Ultra Magnus, there you go. There's no reason to complain. You got it. Now let us have this. Thank you. I like it way more than. Yeah. I wish I didn't waste money on Siege and the Kingdom if I would have known this was coming out.
I will say one thing I like about this, and I don't know if you noticed it, Sony, because one of your complaints with Commander class, specifically with Star Saber. Well, Star Saber is not Commander class per se, but Jetfire is. I know you didn't like how the port popped out of the hand. I like how they did the hand here, where he's got a 5mm hole, but he's also got articulated fingers. It's kind of like a third-party move.
I don't even know what you're saying.
So you know how when you open Jetfire's hand or Skyfire's hand? Yeah. Here, they just have, like, if you look closely at the hand, you can see the indent for the 5mm port. You see it, like, between the thumb and the padding of the hand. So they molded it in there, I guess, because the thumb is thick enough. So you don't have that thing popping out. Yeah.
I see. Yeah.
I just think that's kind of cool.
I didn't mind it too much. It was more that there was cases where it wouldn't close or wouldn't stay closed.
Yeah.
But that's nice. I like that they changed it. That looks good.
I definitely like that all the fingers are articulated, and when his shoulders go out, his shoulder things don't bump into his head.
I could see somebody upscaling this to be a new masterpiece, because this really does look better than the masterpiece in a lot of ways, which is something.
Why do you say that?
Yeah, even the back of it is more clean than the masterpiece.
Yeah, so from an articulation perspective, this looks like, because I don't know the last time you messed with the masterpiece one was, but his arms could barely do 90-degree bends. He didn't have a butterfly joint. There was hindrance in the articulation. So as he was talking about the shoulders, they engineered around that.
The arms only went out like 45 degrees.
Yeah. The back is clean.
Well,
I think this has a waist as well.
It does have a waist.
And it has double jointed knees.
Yeah.
So it had a swing out joint at the shoulders, the masterpiece. So you could do it, but it was ugly. It was super ugly.
Yeah, it was very ugly, and it was just part of the transformation. It wasn't really part of the engineering. Now, I think in this case, it's still technically part of the transformation, but they made the joint substantial enough that it's technically part of the engineering.
I like it. I want it.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for this one.
And Mike doesn't care because it's not an army man.
Next up.
Hey, he was very straightforward and military oriented. So what's wrong with that?
So, surprising no one, NPM 11D Dark of the Moon Ratchet is real, and it is just a straight up. And these images come from the Takara Mall and Amazon Japan.
Straight repaint.
Yeah, straight repaint. He's scheduled for March of next year.
What? What? I can't remember. Well, the first one was yellow.
Yeah, it was like that neon yellowish green. I will say,
definitely more green.
yeah, as the NPM line goes on, they're definitely getting better with the paint. That face does look like a pug. I can't unsee that now.
The first one was not great.
You didn't like the first Masterpiece one?
No,
I liked it.
The quality on it was just me.
Yeah, I felt like it was basic. It felt like a big Voyager with a little bit of die-cast.
Oh, see, I thought it felt pretty good.
Well, it also might depend on your results may vary type of thing. But mine was
No, when I touched it, it just felt so basic. It didn't jump out at me as like being a masterpiece.
I will say this looks better. It does.
Yeah.
Wait, which movie is this?
This is from Dark of the Moon. I like the fact that like some of the rescue equipment, it's actually really picked out in paint. On the first one, it was just done in black.
Right.
So it worked, but you can see here that these different tools are completely individually picked out in paint. They have like the Blue Cross on here, which I'm surprised they're allowed to do that, but not the Red Cross.
No, was he in Revenge of the Fallen?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was in Revenge of the Fallen. He died in Age of Extinction. Remember, Lockdown shoots his leg off, and then
right.
Yeah. I collect the NPM line, and I like this deco, so I'm more than likely in for this one.
I know another person who started late on NPM, and now they're 100%. They completed the whole collection. And there's there's a new subline. I guess it's a KO, but there's basically someone taking the NPMs and making them like crazy good. Is Black Apple or I can't remember. But
yeah, Black Apple's been at it for a while. They I know that they started with I want to say they started with the NPM 01, the Optimus, or the 02.
Yeah.
And they've done like several revisions of that. So.
But now they're basically making better stuff better than,
because they even did that one thing that Prime's wheels do in the movie where they split and rotate. They engineered that, like they did plastic wheels, and I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
But I never got around to getting that figure. By the time I was like remotely like, okay, it's on my short list. It was sold out, and I was like, I'm good.
I think we can go next.
Yeah. So next, it's not so much of a Transformer as much as it's a Transformers product. You guys know Seiko, the watch company?
Yeah.
They do like high-end watches. They are doing a collaboration with Transformers. So this is like legit Seiko watch. It's limited to 300 units. I
saw this, and I'm wondering, the only thing they did was put colors.
Well, there's a Matrix in here.
Oh,
does it play the song like the Mickey Mouse that plays Small World?
Yeah, I think it's just meant to look like a classy watch, because a lot of this stuff when they do it, like when Casio did it, they didn't look like anything like an adult would wear, but like this is a watch you could wear as a Transformers fan and have it be like it's there, but you have to look closely to see what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Isn't that a picture of Optimus?
Where?
On the left, the little circle on the left.
I don't see a picture of Optimus there. I
I
see.
can't see what's in there.
Yeah,
Or is
I
that
just see.
another hand?
It looks like that's the second reader. So
Not enough.
I'm looking at
Yeah.
it now.
How much is it?
So this thing's, I believe, $300, which for Seiko seems to be about like my grand. It's 400.
400.
Okay. Yeah. My grandfather actually used to collect Seikos. He had Seikos and Citizens. He really liked them.
Okay, I just looked a little closer. There is an actual Transformers symbol there. So
Yeah, there's the Autobot symbol at the top.
Well, I'll look at it when it's in your collection.
It's not going to be in my collection. I have a smartwatch, and after having one of those, there's no going back. And if I wanted a Transformers face for mine, it's just as simple as
Downloading.
going to my phone and then yeah, and that's part of the problem too. It's like I appreciate stuff like this. I appreciate the fact that it's a finer piece of jewelry and it looks good, and for people that like want something like this, it exists, but it's not for me. There also is a new. Oh, go ahead.
No, I didn't hear what you were saying.
Oh, did I cut out?
Yep, you're fine. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was going to say there's also one more piece. There is a new Transformers video game coming out next month, but kind of buyer beware on this one, because apparently the company that makes this is they put out shovelware games. So I'm going to play some of this with no audio. But this is called Transformers Earthspark Expedition. Actually, you know what? We'll risk it. I'm pretty sure we can play this with audio.
This is for modern consoles or phones?
This is for everything. So this is coming out on Switch, PS4, Xbox, Xbox Series, so Xbox One, Xbox Series, PlayStation 5. So it's interesting. It's a game where you strictly play as Bumblebee.
Oh.
Time to get my game face on.
Yeah, I suspect you'll just be punching things.
Feeling I'm not welcome here.
Not so quick, Bumblebee. First, you gotta get by me.
Now, the thing that stuck out at me,
How empty it is?
it's empty, and also when they're talking, there's no lip sync, which means to me it's extreme budget.
Girls, I'm so going to clip your wings. Right, where next?
Either that or they're just throwing voice clips on to random clips.
Bring it on.
You fight Grimlock?
Apparently so.
I am breaking and ruling.
And win.
Yeah.
It's for kids.
Not terrible looking.
It's not terrible looking in that trailer, but at the same time, it's like you can really tell that it is a it's looking to be a budget title. But we have Matt. Before we get into our third party stuff, let's find out how the hell Matt is and if he got
Hi,
anything.
Matt.
I told you.
Hi,
it's
chili
fine.
dog.
Did no one get the chili dog joke? Was that over everybody's head?
It was a bit over everybody's head, but I
I
mean, we
understood
know
there
the
were
Sonic.
Sonics
The
and
spoons were
chili
from
dog,
Sonic. It's fine.
Yeah.
but
It's fine.
spoon eating.
Way too sophisticated humor for this crowd and for this time of night. So I apologize for that. I don't eat chili dogs with a spoon because I'm not a monster.
And it's no good.
So yes, the dog has been walked. The kid has been put down. Take that as you will. So now I'm here. I've had a pretty good week. I've worked the work and did the dad stuff, and I've got another long day tomorrow. But you don't want to hear about that. You want to hear about the stuff that I picked up. So let me see. I've got a few things in in the mail that should be here any day now. I got my COVID box from Sony that had, I don't have the stuff with me, but he sent, but Sony was, they're scattered throughout the room, but Sony was kind enough to gift me the Yellow Park Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime with COVID. And he gave me, and he sent to me the Fans Hobby Armada Megatron that I had bought and let him review, and Megatron's got COVID. So everything else in the box seemed healthy, but there was nothing else in the box. So that was it. What else did I get? I had this for a few weeks, but I don't remember if I ever actually talked about it. So you guys will have to refresh my memory if I actually said anything about this. Did I talk about this guy?
It doesn't ring a bell.
Okay. So this is the Lucky Cat Micro Beastmaster. It's that company that did the Box Voltron and the Box Devastator. So this is obviously a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Megazord that can turn into boxes, for one thing, which I don't give a shit about. But besides that, it is a really, really fucking cool Megazord. It does everything you want it to do. Like all of the limbs have more, like the Triceratops has more articulation than it has any right to being just a tank. This is one of the first Megazord figures that I've ever owned that had the Sabertooth Tiger Zord actually has fully functioning and working arms and legs. So like all the joints you would want in it. And as much as it hurts me to say this, I own this guy and I own the Voltron, the first release Voltron. This thing, my heart's with Voltron, but the physical toy here blows Voltron out of the water. This is like, they took a ton of lessons from that release and this thing like takes it to the next level. It's awesome.
They license these or they no?
No, these are third party. In fact, this guy is so unlicensed that when you order it, it's going to be one of those releases like they did with the Studio Cell Unicron, where you get this guy. He's actually going to have toes instead of beast heads. He's going to have different shoulder pauldrons, and he's going to have a whole different head on. So you have, and then with that box, you get I'll bet 100% lucky customers get a bonus box that includes the replaceable heads for the Zords and the more recognizable Megazord head. So definitely not officially licensed, but very, very cool nonetheless.
I thought 52 Toys had all these licenses to different things.
Well, this isn't 52 Toys, 52 Toys though. This is Lucky Cat Micro, which is kind of the evil third party yin to their yang. So, and I don't have him here with me because he's in the box, but it even like, you know how the modern interpretations of the Megazord have those large pink wings, translucent wings. This guy has that with it. In fact, it's almost a whole nother Zord that you can build that attaches to the back of him that makes these huge wings. I just don't have it out right now, but really, really cool. Highly recommended if you are at all Power Rangers fan. And I'm not really. I've always liked the Megazord. I think it's because Power Rangers came out at a time when I was hungry for more Voltron. In the U.S., I know Super Sentai has been out forever, but in the U.S., Power Rangers came out when I wanted more Voltron, so it kind of scratched that itch in a nerdy teens with attitudes kind of way. So got him, very happy with him. I think I heard Mike talking earlier. I also picked up Athenia, not 52 Toys, Astrobots Athenia from Toy Notch, Toy Co, Galaxies, Mastermind Creation, whatever they call themselves. It's all the
Toy
same.
Not Astrobots.
Right, and it's also MMC.
Yeah, it's MMC.
In fact, there it is. I found it. I was looking for it earlier. If you look on the back of her foot, you see the skiing penguin right there. So
that's awesome.
So there you go. Half-Life 3 confirmed. She's awesome. Not a lot of paint on her, but if you have any of the original Astrobot figures, you know what to expect here, except slimmer. So and with breasts. So that's good too. Speaking of breasts, I also picked up. I don't know why. It was
Yes.
it was like $15 on BBTS. So I threw a. This is a Supersonico statuette. So, if you don't know who Supersonico is, she's a Japanese anime model that does some stuff over there that I don't care about. But she's voiced by Jessica Negri here in the States. And if you don't know who Jessica Negri is, Google her. She's one of the greatest pair of minds in U.S. history. And the last thing, so I think T talked about me selling him and sending him my Magic Square Optimus Prime. And that's because I couldn't be without the latest and greatest release. So I purchased the other one that actually has the trailer with it. It's got trailers and all the accessories. So it's basically the exact same release that I just sent to T, except it's got a whole plethora of hands and accessories in the trailer, and slightly different paint apps. If you look at yours, you actually have painted rear lights on the truck. This is just great. Yeah. And your tractor trailer mode has the stripe, and this one doesn't. My forearms don't have the white stripes anymore. So other than that, they're exactly the same. But yeah. So I'm gonna provide for Sony and order the Magic Square Vortex when it comes out, the toy version, for a review. They haven't solicited it yet, so it's not gonna be out for a while. And I have all of the rest of the Constructicons on the way because I want a Devastator, but they're all hung up in some point, somewhere here and there. So Larkin said he met Jessica Negri. Awesome. Jealous.
He said she was awesome cosplayer. Very nice.
Cool.
McLeoderick bringing the Dave joke. He said Prime with jazz hands. Poor Jazz.
Poor Jazz.
Oh, Jazz.
That's it. I'm done. I'm looking around to see if there's anything else. I've been selling some, much like I think Jordan's probably talked about. Yeah. I've been selling some stuff lately. I've been really focusing the collection down some. So I'm selling off some Mezco figures. Yeah, some things here and there that aren't Transformers. So that's happening. But that's it.
Right on. Well, let's get into
Hello.
He forgot something.
Yeah, Matt threw this in with Optimus Prime. Well,
I didn't even know that was a thing. That's awesome.
I've only ever seen it once, and that's the one.
Eats the Luigi on that side, so Mario's on the other side. So they force you to open it so you can see Mario. But Luigi's my favorite, so
nice.
I don't have
At least they're both on the box. I think I fixed my mouse issue while Matt was talking. I uninstalled my driver, and then I put the USB adapter back in. So I think it's working again.
Nice.
That's what my speaking is good for, is for you to occupy yourself with mindless laborious work and paying no attention to what I'm saying.
I was running late to the show, just trying to get this stuff to work. Like,
I'm gonna start fucking quizzing you on what I'm saying and what I got at the end of the show.
Well, speaking of what you got, I'm pretty sure you're going to be in.
Yeah, it's this rock that I keep pushing up the hill.
Yeah, because you've got all of these so far.
I'm
right?
the problem.
You have all of them?
I have every last one of these guys.
God.
Except the upsize KO. I don't need that. Even though it does have light up features, it looks really cool.
So now he's Scourge.
This is Mastermind Creations R48NP Nox Promenade.
Jesus Christ, they're worse than Magic Square.
Well, it's MMC. Now, I honestly, after seeing this, I will probably sell the Black Convoy one that I have, or I guess this is technically Black Convoy.
This looks better
the
than
Nemesis version. This looks a ton better. I love the teal.
That was the general consensus I saw in a lot of the comments section, was that people were pissed that they jumped on the Nemesis Prime version and didn't know about the Scourge. But you know what? Say what you will about New Age, they show all of their shit up front, so you know what's coming out.
You can decide.
You can decide.
Also, it's using the updated version of the mold, which I really like. I like this gunmetal color that they're using. That? This what is
There's chrome on the end of the. What is that?
No, that's paint.
Maybe
It
it's
looks
just
like
paint.
chrome.
I'll let
but
you
it's-
know,
it's
Sony.
paint.
I'll let you know when it comes out because I'll have it, fuckers.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just paint. I can see
Yeah.
it though.
But I like how it looks. It's like this like kind of like gold copper. It works really well against the black and the teal, and just makes them look really unique.
Does it have a sword?
Yeah.
It has
So
everything.
we'll go back to that. It comes with
Everything.
the axe, the
Yeah,
sword.
all of the accessories that they've sort of been releasing
Yeah.
with every different release, they've
It's
now
crazy.
thrown everything at you.
He
Yeah,
doesn't come.
everything.
He doesn't come with one accessory. He doesn't come with the cloak.
Correct.
And
But I've got
I'm-
two
Sword
of
of
them. So.
Fury.
Well, I think that's fine because like with the cloak, it's like it's neat, but it obscures the look of the figure. And why would you want to cover up all that paint?
Because it was an exclusive. So
Well,
they
and
gotta
the thing you have to
upload it.
realize is if you look at my collection, if it's obscuring the paint on one, you can look at any of the other 5 others and see what the paint accents are
Well,
like.
Scourge didn't have a cloak anyway. So.
No,
So
he
what
didn't.
I am curious about is, and maybe you guys know, is if you look at his
Yeah.
accessories, he's got the 2 forearm mounted double barrel blasters at the bottom by his feet.
Yep.
What are those smaller accessories on each side of him directly above?
They look
Are they adapter pieces?
like adapter pieces for sure. Now, actually, you know what they are? Those are the pieces that allow you when you have them in truck mode, or if you want to have those backpack mounted, because
Gotcha.
they plug into the guns.
Gotcha.
I remember because when I got the what was the
Oh, I see it. It's right there. Go back a picture.
yeah
It's right there on the side of the gun.
yeah.
Yeah, it's the same. It's got the same stuff as Dominion Commander.
Yeah. Ridiculous Badger comments. Sold off my regular Optus and shattered glass, keeping the comic deco Knox and picking this up for sure.
Which is
Yeah.
the comic deco, the red and
That was the one that I was talking about.
Okay,
The one that
that's
came
the
out
that
right
just-
before
yeah.
this.
Yeah, that's still in the box for me.
I'm definitely going to sell off my Nemesis version for this one. I believe this guy's actually out relatively soon too. It says it's scheduled to be released at the end of the year.
Okay,
But-
good. I can wait.
Yeah. But yeah, that'll give me time to list my Nemesis one, and yeah, I definitely
MMC. They've been very strange this year. So all of their like big announcements, mostly like retail releases, have been repaints, and
Yeah.
then their exclusives are their new figures, which is so weird.
yeah, like the Trans Tech Cheetor and Rosanna, that was just out of blue, out of nowhere, and it wasn't even a BotCon. I mean, it was a first release for
Exclusive,
BotCon.
yeah. But
Yeah.
Right,
But,
and then
yeah.
their Ocular Max tapes.
like,
All of-
why no fanfare? You know, same for the tapes. Like, make that a rollout.
You
roll
know,
that
I'm
out.
wondering if maybe they could only do a limited run of the tapes up front. So they decided to let that limited run be the exclusive release, and now they're finally getting to mass producing them. Because I mean, besides the tapes, what if we look at their Devastator? I'm sorry. Look at their Defensor. Like it blows
It's
my
been a slow
mind that
roll.
those next few figures that are coming out, we're still in gray protos.
It's very strange.
Yeah.
And then the only other you probably have an MMC figure, I would imagine, on the docket for third party news. They just revealed a bunch of brand new pictures for one. Your stunned silence is very reassuring. I'm going to send you the link.
Yeah, if it was
Matt's here.
yeah.
Let me get it. I think I had it in the chat, but I'll paste it again.
But so just talking about that for a second, the releasing it in a limited run doesn't save them money because most factories are going to charge you a shit ton to do a limited run, per piece, compared to a run of 2,000 or 1,000.
Well, I think I was suggesting that perhaps there's some trouble with factory time, and it was more conducive for them to do a shorter run if they didn't. Like, if it was the option between not having enough factory time to do the regular release, or just getting what they could out and putting something out on the show floor, I guess I'm just speculating, but that sounds like
that's possible.
Yeah,
So
it's.
I put in the chat new third-party news we can talk about that ties into this.
Yeah, let me go ahead and.
All right, but that's a plausible explanation.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I hadn't seen. I mean, we've seen this figure before, but I guess now it's looking like it's
right. These are the promo pics for the solicitation.
So this is Predator Nimbus, which is their IDW double dealer, which is just a heavy retool of their Thesaurus. And I did happen to see that they're doing the for the Power Masters, they're doing clear ones.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Inu Tabi? Thanks for popping in, man.
I didn't even realize this is a redo of Thesaurus. This is a good one, though. I think this is a good use.
The translucent chest is a bonus. It's a PSX exclusive bonus.
Cool. So
you don't get it with all of them.
But yeah, this fits that working for that mold pretty well. I mean, it's I'm not familiar with this design in IDW, but if it looks at all like this, it's good to go. I'm not getting it, but it looks cool.
I'm not going to get it at release. I'm going to wait for a sale. I don't even recall Double Dealer in IDW.
I don't think he was in IDW.
Yeah, I think that this is more or less just kind of a,
it's an homage.
Yeah, just kind of like what he would look like if he was in there.
Yeah.
I'm looking.
The problem with this figure is Fans Hobby did such a good job on this figure that it's kind of like, what's the purpose of this unless you do have an IDW shelf?
So he was in IDW.
Yeah, he was. I've got
then
the stills for him. He's in there.
I see a place for him then. Like if you're an IDW collector, it makes sense.
It doesn't look like that though, just to be fair.
But yeah, I mean, if you're looking for Double Dealer, then you're going to go with Fans Hobby,
which is hard to get at the moment.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that for sure. I looked for him briefly when I got the itch and didn't find him easily enough for me to pull the trigger on, so I walked away.
That's what he looked like in the. Let me share my screen real quick. I've been doing the entire screen instead of the window, but yeah, that's what he looked like in IDW. Yep. So
he does not look like that.
No. Very svet, very boxy.
G1.
Not even G1. Like the G1 one was a lot bulkier and
Interesting.
I don't know.
And
it's still a good looking figure that I'm not gonna buy.
Yeah.
Since we're on Double Dealer, I don't know if we've talked about this, but go ahead and throw those up for the chat.
Here. Did you send another link?
Yeah. One more thing and I'll shut up.
No.
I know I was lying anyway.
Yes, Matt. We're still on Transformers.
We're on our third party stuff now. So yeah, this does look pretty good. DX9 back at it with their mini triple changer Double Dealer. Well, this is Double Cloud, which is a neat name.
So one of them, Mag Motion or whomever, I'll have to look and give credit.
It's got to be Mag Motion.
This is all Mag Motion.
Yeah, he put out an amazing video. This thing, it sold me immediately. I have the original Double Dealer G1 toy, so it's one of those nostalgia tugs for me. And I avoided the Fans Hobby one. So this one's got me. I'm getting this one.
This looks like a miniature version of the Fans Hobby one in some ways. Just as far as like the silhouette.
And I like in the robot and vehicle modes that the wings are actually encased in that backpack.
Yeah. And that's basically how the Fans Hobby one did it, save for the fact I think the wings on the Fans Hobby one were a little over-engineered the way they folded up.
Right. And Ridiculous Badger, as far as we know, this is the same DX9 that has always been. But I think DX9, they're also one of the other companies, right?
Now, it's also interesting too. Dr. Diecast points out this is the Magic Square Prime that they're. I mean,
Right.
granted, this is just Mag Motion playing around. I think.
But if you look, anybody that has Magic Square figures, go to the robot mode picture. Just scroll up to one of the early pictures. If you look at his hands, they are Magic Square hands for sure.
Maybe DX9 is working with the designer, or it's a collaborate. I mean, DX9 has collaborated with others in the past.
No. Well,
And Brian
no,
Swanson, this is not DX9's first Legend scale. DX9 was, I think DX9 did, weren't they one of the first
Dinobots.
Yeah, hold on,
Dinobots?
hold on. DX9 and Magic Square are not associated. DX9 started New Age.
Yeah.
Well,
So if
this
you look
is
at
definitely more. If the design and finish on this definitely screams more Magic Square than New Age to me.
yeah, I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm just saying they're associated with like they started New Age.
You're out of order. No, but everybody in the chat is right that DX9 was one of the first major companies
Yeah.
to establish the Legend scale.
That's crazy. So to me, the more exciting thing here is that DX9 is making something again,
Right.
right? Because hopefully
That's
they
not a
come-
movie bot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited if they're coming back to market because
Yeah.
they're a great company.
I would love it if they just did a reissue of their Menasor, so I could get rid of my
They are.
extra
What do you mean?
spots. They are.
Yeah, you can buy
Of
the whole
masterpiece
set.
one.
The whole set is $400 right now.
The masterpiece one.
The masterpiece Venusaur.
Link me
entire
because
set.
I want to sell my X Transbots one, and
I'll
Don't
send
you,
you a
got,
link.
don't you got to buy Windows?
I do have to buy Windows, but if I sell my X Transbot one,
Yeah, it's $400 for the whole set.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you.
Your DX9 had that 3-pack of the Cyclonus, Scourge, and Galvatron.
Right. Warren Pocket. They still, and they still continue to sell that Dinobot set. Their original Dinobot releases.
This looks awesome. Matt's gonna buy it. He's gonna let TM Reviews hold it.
Yay.
And next.
all right. Well, next up,
Well, truth.
let's get over here. We have another one from New Age. This one is, on the topic of Dinobots, New Age is putting out their swoop. So we get a look at their Freyr. And this is a pretty good looking swoop, if I do say so. Now, the one thing, I know this is accurate to his design, but it looks like he's a little person standing on stilts the way that the way that the legs change.
There's definitely some New Age magic going on in that. There's definitely some New Age magic going on in that chest area. When you see the robot chest compared to the bird chest or Dinobot chest. The head apparently can swivel left and right and has full range of motion. The pterodactyl head.
It looks like they're borrowing some tricks from Fans Toys.
It looks
the way that
really good, though.
the way that the pterodactyl head pegs on the sides. That's what the Fans Toys one did.
It should be noted though that this is the first of their Dinobots that has hip skirts. The other two have the hips the skirts that fold in.
They rotated.
The rotating.
Nobody likes hip skirts.
But they've got the Baldwin one out the way.
Yep.
Yeah. It was weird. They posted this one first. Usually they post the Toon one.
Deluxe ass.
Somebody asked me why it doesn't come with swords, and then I remember Matt told me they put the swords with the toy versions. So
right.
As soon as we get the toy version, you'll see the sword.
Yeah.
It's interesting too that the. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say I'm surprised that they don't have that picture out the way since it's just this but red chest.
Oh.
So what they've been doing is they've been doing the cartoon release and the clear release reasonably close together, and then a week or two later they'll dump the shattered glass, the G2, the toy, the blah 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 blah.
It looks great. I mean,
yeah,
I like I've never seen those blast effects from any company for a swoop. So that's kind of neat.
Yeah, I just like these sort of blast effects in general. I like hard plastic blast effects because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but like the siege blast effects, you can't really leave them on because they'll fuse to the paint. I don't know if you guys ever noticed that.
I've never left them on, but I can see that happening.
Yeah, especially metallic paint, they'll fuse to it. So I would like to see hard plastic blast effects. But no, and also soft plastic blast effects tend to droop over time.
They do.
And
Mine always fall out. They fall out of the Titans and they end up on the ground.
You can't paint them as well.
No.
Like this.
Yeah, because that happened on my on that set too. Like I had those blast effects in the little tank drone, and they started to sag, and I'm like, really? But
don't leave it.
But if you want them for display, I mean, all right. Well, we'll get out of our third-party stuff. We're gonna look at some 5.2 toys. The Mega Box Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles figures are up for pre-order. These are officially licensed with 5.2 toys.
Wait, up for pre-order?
Yeah.
They were at BotCon, like ready to buy.
Yeah. Well, this is an article from September 6th on Toy Hike USA.
Maybe we should have bought them because they were like
so maybe they were just a early release there because the article says 5.2 Toys is releasing these in September. They ship in September. Each figure is priced at $34.96.
I feel like these have been out for a while. I wonder if this is a reissue.
Well, maybe Shredder, but even then, he was there too.
Did Shredder just turn into a box, or?
Yes.
Yeah.
It looks amazing. I saw it in person. The cape is, actual soft good cape. I was impressed. But
so what's the W version of Jetfire?
I don't know. I'm waiting for it. They haven't. I guess it stands for waiting, but I don't know. They had a box from New Age that had like all those little check marks, and one of the check marks was a W. So I don't know what it was, but I want it.
Man, New Age is like M. Night Shyamalan Sony.
Oh yeah.
Hint on a box.
Yep.
So
but yeah, with those beast boxes, though, by the way, they combine. The turtles combine.
Yeah, they make the turtle van.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
does it actually roll, or is it just? I
don't know.
Just kind of for aesthetics.
Yeah, just for looks, but I just thought it was neat. Sorry. Carry on.
Going in, the as we kind of predicted in the 11th hour, the Ghost completed all of its tiers, so it's completely fully funded with 21,768 backers. Everything unlocked on this. So I guess we had speculated, will we ever see a HasLab where there was a tier that didn't unlock? Well, Zeb got unlocked and then some. Do you guys think that this was retailers making a push, or do you think that it was people waiting for the last minute?
Both.
I think this has been a strong push and a strong release from the beginning. So probably, I think it's just genuine interest. It's a hell of a figure. I mean, a hell of a vehicle.
I mean, I didn't even know. Like, you guys got me. We're watching the show now, so the wife and I are watching Rebels because you guys just said it's such a good show. I think it's genuine interest.
Are you watching Ahsoka, Sony?
Yeah, that's why we're going back.
My recommendation for you is to stop watching Ahsoka and get through Rebels first, because Ahsoka is the next season of Rebels.
It's too good for us to miss a single episode.
Okay. Well, then go back and rewatch Ahsoka when you're finished, and you'll be watching a whole new show.
I can do that.
Yeah.
Then, just when you thought they were done, I think I'm probably the only person on the panel that wants these, because as I've mentioned for the past, I think probably 3.5 to 4 years now, my wife and I have a little sleigh that goes under the tree, and we've populated it with all of these Star Wars holiday figures.
Ewok, that looks awesome.
Yeah. I like that only one of these is a trooper, and I think it's like what they've done with all three of these sets is a lot of fun.
That one's
So yeah,
that
you
is
see
so
Ewok with a little,
Oh.
I this is not the second time we've seen this used because they did the Halloween. They did like a clone trooper painted like a skeleton. I never got the Wookiee. I wonder whatever happened to that. I thought I had that on BBTS.
Are these going to be in regular stores?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like BBTS had 2 of them up for pre-order, and then they're up on Pulse. I hope, and I sincerely hope it's just the 3, because
did you see the other link that was in the notes for the Mandalorian one?
I didn't. Oh, okay. So
now that one you can't. I was figuring it was going to go on Pulse, but it's obviously not there.
yeah. So yeah, there's so there's one that is an Amazon exclusive. The link is busted on there though.
Yeah.
The link to it is working. Oh, okay, there he is. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add that to my list real quick.
Yep.
But yeah, there is an Amazon exclusive Mando. But this looks like one of the ones that we've gotten already, just in blue.
Yeah.
This one actually looks like it's actually Hanukkah themed.
Oh yeah.
So
I
wonder.
I kind of feel like that's the case. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw these in Walmart last year. Well, not this one, obviously, but
Well, there was only one that they sold in Walmart last year.
okay.
Walmart and Target, you usually get one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make you do the retailer, the retailer reach around for every one of them. You have to go to all over the place to get the collection.
That's my.
But yeah, I really like the Jawa with the kind of grinchy looking Salacious Crumb and this Purge Trooper. So yeah, I gave these 3 a pre-order. Yeah, the Purge Trooper is a nutcracker. I think is fairly cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. The only thing that concerns me is like they say that these are supposed to ship approximately on December 1st. My experience with these is I'll get the ones after Christmas. So I hope that I can get these before Christmas this year.
From Pulse?
From wherever, because I have them. I pre-ordered on BBTS.
Just order from Amazon because you apparently live next door to Amazon.
I don't know that I haven't seen these on Amazon.
Oh, I see.
If they are all on Amazon, I would prefer to go there because shipping's free.
They want $28 for him. Oh my
that's
God.
what they were last year. They were like 26.
That's
it's criminal. But
worse.
if you see the retail the resale value on these things, it's not that I'm somebody that buys for resale value, but
I see people army building that. He looks
a row of nutcrackers. Yeah.
Yes.
So the ones there are some that are less than others, and actually now that I'm looking, like the resale value has gone way down, but you can definitely get your money back on them if push comes to shove.
Oh, Sony, you know what I just realized? That the sludge you sent back to me, the Legend sludge.
Yep.
It just tested positive for COVID.
I knew it.
Hey, we got TF Masterpiece Man. So Dusty, if you go back, we actually did show off your photo you shared, which is awesome. Let's see here. Let me go and we'll get our next thing pulled up. We got one more bit of Star Wars news to cover. This one is, I think we looked at this one already, but now we have a price on it. Actually, no, we didn't look at this one because this is the carbonized version.
No, we didn't look at this.
So this is the carbonized Ahsoka versus HK87. I'm surprised they're still doing these, let alone they're doing a carbonized 2-pack. And I also thought that the carbonized line was typically only done for armored characters, but
wait, did we see this character in the show yet?
Yeah.
Well, the HK droids were in the Mandalorian.
And it was the first
I
episode.
think she
First
put him in
episode.
like the first episode.
So, I mean,
In this color?
mild spoilers. You remember the very first scene of the first episode when she gets assaulted by droids.
For some
He was
reason, I
one of
remember him in
them.
black, but not in red.
He was
They
kind
don't
of.
I don't see color, Sony, like you do.
They were like a reddish rust type
All
of
right.
color.
Yeah.
And these are carbonized, so the color is going to be off. anyway.
What you
Yeah.
call him? What's the chick that got fired from Mandalorian? She was carbonized.
Oh,
Oh,
Did she get
yeah,
one?
Oh, you're right. You're right.
No, I don't think she got a carbonized. I think she got. I think that there was the credit collection Cara Dune, but there wasn't a
Yeah.
carbonized one.
Yeah, I remember.
But there's been a credit collection Ahsoka, and I know that one went on clearance. Same thing with the Moff Gideon. The Moff Gideon was at Ollie's.
They made a little one. I bought the little version of it. The vintage was carbonized.
Yeah, I pay so little attention to the vintage stuff. I didn't even. I mean, I wouldn't put it past them to do that. There, I'm just saying that normally, like the carbonized stuff, it's droids and troopers. Like, so it's just interesting to
And
see.
Mando.
I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, anybody in armor, really. You know, it's more of a metallic paint. But I mean, this looks fine, but it doesn't really look that different.
Yeah, the small one I got, she has a metallic outfit.
But
I mean,
you know
the
what's
credit-
nice about that is if you need these figures and they don't look that different, this will fit the bill.
yeah. If you're not watching this show, like you're missing the best Disney or Star Wars show that's come out. I think it's at least one of the best, if not the best.
I was to say, I thought people like Andor as well.
Yeah,
I like
I
Andor
still
too.
haven't watched that, but everybody sings the praises of Andor.
I liked Andor. But-
Andor is just it's almost like an anti-Star Wars show because it leans into the intrigue and the more adult stuff and less into the hocus pocus magic sword fighty stuff.
Mando brought tears to my eyes.
I think the problem is it doesn't know what it wants to be. It's and or.
Jesus Christ.
And now I just got
Fill it in for Dave.
All right. Well, we're gonna. I think. Well, actually, let's get the McFarlane one out of the way first, and then we'll wrap up on some Marvel stuff. There's always a lot of stuff on the docket. Mike's been killing it on the docket, but
Thanks,
it's
Mike.
like I tried to like keep us within 90 minutes. So let's look at the McFarlane stuff first.
At least we
this
have
is-
stuff.
There's always an abundance of news. That's the thing is like, you know, it's like every now and then we'll get a week where there's like nothing to talk about, and then we get like weeks upon weeks where there's just too much stuff to cover.
Let's go quick. Let's do it quick.
So this one's interesting. This is the third accessory pack. So if you're feeling, the burn of, DC's weird rule or Warner Brothers weird rule where the DC characters can't have guns, Todd's putting out his accessory packs. Now, the unfortunate thing is these are sold directly through the McFarlane shop, but the good news is you can go back and get the previous ones. I think David mentioned that the only problem with buying these through McFarlane's store is that the shipping is kind of brutal. But
You can't buy it at Target or Walmart?
No, unfortunately, they just don't sell these there yet. Now, I would hope that down the line they would just have them in the back, in that collector's aisle. It would make a lot of sense.
I'm wondering, since a lot of these weapons are blatant representations of missing weapons from DC figures, I wonder if that's their way of skirting the, like if they offer it in Target, that's
Right.
different and they're subject to rules and regs, where if it's their own store, fuck it. They can
I
do
don't
whatever they
think,
want.
because it just says McFarlane on it.
Yeah.
Right. Well, they could be for Spawn. They could be for,
Spawn.
whatever. But
Oh, Spawn.
Joker. I see Joker weapons.
I mean, honestly, 90% of these things could go to the Joker.
Yeah, especially these, because these are weird colors.
Yeah,
Joker
and
and Harley and all
it was
that.
that first accessory pack that was like blatant, if I remember correctly. There's
Yeah.
just no two ways about it.
I mean, if we even go back and look at that one, I mean, they still have accessory pack
Yeah,
one here.
these can go to their Fortnite figures and everything.
But yeah, there was the first accessory pack, which
No, maybe
mean,
I'm wrong. Maybe there's another one.
yeah, the first one is more realistic colors. If you want to look at accessory pack 2, that was a little bit
That's
zanier.
the one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so these are $15 a piece. If you go to the McFarlane store,
Before shipping.
I think the shipping was like $10, which I think was the gripe that Dave had. Like, ultimately it takes it up, and
Do you
there's
know,
no way
Jordan,
to discount it.
Is it $10 per? Is it $10 no matter how much you ship, or is it per?
So
accessory
that
pack?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if there's like a break, a break on shipping.
Combined shipping or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go to our next piece of news. Let's get into. Let me make sure. Let me see here. Any other? Let's get this one out of the way real quick, because this one is definitely worth talking about. So I have yet to see any of the Jada Street Fighter figures
Ever?
but in stores. Like I've seen the one that you had when we had the little meetup, but I've not seen the Jada stuff in person. Now I'm not going to get the Jada stuff. I'm staying in my lane. I'm just, for fighting game characters, I've decided Mortal Kombat's where I want to go. And that's as much as I love Street Fighter. I think Street Fighter's the better fighting game. I love the Mortal Kombat, the Mortal Kombat 3 design. So I'm gonna keep with my collection of those, but my Figuart Street Fighter, I'm going to sell off. What was interesting is we've been talking about Figuart Street Fighter, and one of the things that kind of got me out of it was the fact that Figuarts gave up on it. Well, Figuarts is now back. They're reissuing their Ryu and Chun-Li with new decos. Now, if you've played Street Fighter 6, these designs do not match the art aesthetic of that game at all. Like, everybody in Street Fighter 6 is kind of roided out. They're kind of like this gritty, cel-shaded-ish look. Granted, like, I like the metallics on Chun-Li's costume here. But these are just kind of straight up repaints with new paint. Now, granted, you can get their classic costumes in the games, and that's what these are supposed to be.
Yeah, they didn't change anything but the paint.
Yeah.
Well, Chun-Li has that smiling face.
Yeah.
And I think one of the faces for Ryu is new as well.
It's just silly, though, that it took competition for them to go, oh, maybe we shouldn't be done with Street Fighter, because and again, the prices are about the same. The prices haven't gone up that much, so these are about $60 a piece, which actually, I mean, they have gone up about $15. I mean, we were getting them at Barnes and Noble on sale. I think when we were going there, we had the Barnes and Noble card, and we were getting like, what was it, like 20% off on some days.
Mm-hmm.
The good times.
The good times.
They should have.
We
They
probably
should have
paid
capitalized.
$25 for both of these.
Yes. What were you saying, Sony?
They should have capitalized on this reissue. I mean, obviously they're coming back because of Jada, and this was an opportunity to cut the price a little bit, maybe not to 25, but to like 50 or 60, and get those.
Well, it is 60. It is 60 here.
Oh, so they did cut it?
No, it's not cut. Like what we're saying is these were increased a little bit, because back in the day when these were sold at Barnes and Noble of all places, they were 45 to 50 a piece. T and I had coupons, and we would go in and we wouldn't even get them on clearance. They never hit clearance there, but we would use the coupons, and then they had was it a Thursday discount? Do you remember, T? Or was it Wednesday? There was some day where if you went in Barnes and Noble, they had an automatic discount, and then if you had,
I don't remember that, man.
Yeah.
So, but being more than double the price of Jada.
Well, yeah.
How are they going to compete? Doesn't
And-
make
and-
any sense.
That's
They come with more
Right.
stuff, and they're slightly more posable.
Yeah,
Well, they feel way better.
yeah.
The,
I mean, that's not to
Jada
say that the
feel like
Jada feels
action
bad at
figures.
all.
right.
Yeah, they feel like Marvel Legends, the way the joints move, like clack, 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 clack. While these are just smooth, and it's just more fun to pose, to be
Like
honest.
butter. Like
Yeah.
butter.
These are fun to pose, but I feel like from messing with that Jada Ryu, I would rather just to have a Ryu on the shelf. I'd rather pay 20 than pay 60. I mean,
Yeah, if you don't have anything, the Jada one is perfect.
yeah.
Or
But
do
when
like
I pulled out the SH Figure Arts one to compare, the SH one felt way better.
hey, you have the SH Rio. Did it come with a fireball?
Yes.
It came with Fireball
And
and the stand, and
the Jada stand is actually better for the Fireball because it can articulate.
yeah, it's on a ball joint, right?
So you said
Yeah.
it came with more. What did you get more?
Hands,
More faces.
yeah,
faces.
hands, faces.
I think Ryu didn't come with. He almost came with the same amount of accessories, but Chun Li I think has more hands and she has 3 faces.
I don't know. I just looking at it. Obviously, I haven't held both, but looking at it, why would I buy it? Like, I just don't see it. I don't
Yeah,
see it.
and that's I guess the roundabout point. I think the other
This
thing
right
too
here.
is,
If Jada doesn't have this, you can't do that.
well, I mean, the other thing too though is that, like, for Figuarts, there's no guarantee they're going to finish the line. Now, granted, there's not one for Jada either, but at least Jada came out the gate with Fei Long, who is a brand new character.
Yeah.
He's not a brand new character, but he hasn't been done before in toy form.
Yeah.
And I think Jada showed off Guile, and their Ken sculpt looked really good.
Yeah, I think Jada, you'll have a better chance of them finish. They showed a bunch of characters. They showed DJ, M. Bison,
Yes.
Guile, Dowsing, Ken.
And I think the thing that miffed a lot of people was when they did Sagat in the Figuarts line, he was too short. And it's like, yeah. And with Figuarts, they can set their own prices. Like, they can set unique prices. So it's like, why would you make the character, like, just make him cost $5 more and make him the accurate height he should have been? So, it's like interesting that they're like, oh, hey, guys, we're not done. We still have the license. But, like, if you're going to do this,
do it.
Come out with Guile. Come out with a character that, like, you haven't done before. Like, hey, we haven't abandoned it. If you've been collecting, don't worry. We're gonna at least make some sort of promise to finish out the original World Warriors from Street Fighter 2, because that's what most people want. They don't want to be drip fed like that much.
That's
like
SHF, man. I mean, look at Ninja Turtles. I mean, how deep has NECA gone? how many different characters has NECA put out? And SHF cut their losses with 4 turtles. They're like, we done. They didn't release anything besides the 4 turtles, right?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, they canceled the Shredder.
So,
and
what up with that, yo?
Yeah, NECA did everything Turtles: comic, cartoon, and movie.
Yeah,
several times.
I still wish they would put out that Shredder. That was such a gorgeous Shredder.
I don't know. I'm still shocked you donated this one, because this is the Stern pinball one is really nice.
That's only because T hooked me up with the other one.
Yeah.
So you still got that Chun Li on order for me, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go through some Marvel stuff real quick before we wrap up the evening.
I'm hoping Jada gives me the Chun Li for free.
I just pre-ordered mine through Hella Dope Toys. They're supposed to get theirs in next month.
That doesn't even sound like a real company. What is Hella? Look it up there.
Okay. So these are for Target's Fall Geek Out. These are new cardback figures. They're doing a retro Moon Knight and Spider-Man. I think this Moon Knight's been released multiple times. I think this was the Walgreens one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
like I think to a T, this is the Walgreens one. Maybe with the airbrushing wasn't on there.
I believe it's exactly the same.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, I think, has a different blue spider symbol on the back or something. Correct.
Yeah, this is like the first appearance Spider-Man.
I only saw him at Walmart, but I think he was everywhere.
Yeah.
But I just bought that. It comes with the exact same accessories.
I was gonna say, hey, look, he's got the correct hands.
You got all the stuff.
Yeah,
this is cool.
Every single thing except a straight whip.
And
and they also didn't give him the articulated toes.
Yeah, if he had another optional face and unmasked face, this would be SH Figuarts level of accessories.
Now he doesn't have a waist. He just has a diaphragm.
How much?
So these are both $24.99.
They are?
Not unreasonable.
The other one, the boxed one, they charged me at Walmart $28.
Oof.
Saw you coming, man.
Next,
we're gonna charge this motherfucker or anything.
I guess we'll wrap up on this one here. Let me get it pulled up. So there's a tease, and I guess we'll end this on some speculation because I have an idea who this is, but tomorrow on the Hasbro Pulse fan stream on YouTube, they're going to be showing off the next HasLab, and it is a Marvel Legends. Now this is for the Avengers 60th anniversary. I think it's pretty safe to say this is going to be Giant Man. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the Photoshop picture.
Yeah, I know. It's just a giant dog. I mean, they're showing classic Avengers here. Classic Avengers, classic villains. You get the, Zemo, Ultron, Loki in the back. I think that we're going to get a Giant Man. I think it's going to probably come with
a little wasp.
Probably wasp. It'll probably come with there'll probably be tier unlocks for different scales. Like they'll probably come with a 6-inch version, tiny Ant-Man.
They might do the. Go ahead.
McClattery says, I was hoping for a Thanos copter.
Yeah.
No, go ahead, Mike.
They could just sell that for $100.
They might have like the prototype or like the very first, like the box of Ultron where it's just the big trash can with the face on it. That'd be something.
Whatever they do, they better show everything, and it better be great.
You think Giant Man is big enough to fund?
Is that a joke? Is that a giant fund?
It'd be
It can be. No, I mean, like, popular enough to get backed.
It all depends on the price, which I think would be about $200.
Yeah, I think they can't do what they did with the Sentinel and the Galactus.
Yes, because this didn't have like panels and shit.
That's what I mean. Like, it's just a giant Marvel Legend. Like,
exactly.
Well, and I guess my question too is, what if they can have a commander class in the Transformers? Why can't they release something like this in a commander class or
well, if they can even do like a Titan class.
Yeah.
Well, that was they did the Super Adaptoid.
Yeah.
They already did it. Like they had the 12-inch Marvel Legends. That's basically what those were. Yeah. And then Hulk was even taller. He was 14 inches tall.
How much was Galactus?
I think Galactus was $350.
Yeah, 300.
Yeah.
I know it's definitely 300.
Galactus had like electronics, and he had he came with
three figures.
Yeah, the different heads. Like, if they do something that's a little bit more basic and target a lower price point, I think it'll be a success. Like, if they're just like, hey,
175 like Death Stars.
Yeah. Get Giant Man, get Ant-Man, get the Wasp, and it's 200.
If you're saying it's under 200, I think they could do it.
I think if it's at 200 and they don't go crazy with the tier unlocks, I think it'll get funded.
Yeah.
And again, that's assuming that it's Giant Man, right? It could be something else.
Okay, so I'm a normie when it comes to this.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know who Giant Man was. I had to look it up while you guys were talking.
Yeah,
Is Ant-Man just big?
Yes, and he doesn't look like there's a lot you could do with it as far as like features and accessories. Like there's a little.
He might have. Does he have his mouth exposed?
Yes.
Yes.
They might have pull out mouthpieces to do different expressions.
Yeah. Yeah, say alternate head with an unmasked head be a definite, multiple hands.
I guess. Yes.
You could have like a diorama piece, like if he's holding like a, I don't know, car or something like that. Something to make it worth it.
They could now hear me out on this.
A stand.
A stand. So you could have an unlock. You have Giant Man. You have multiple heads. You have a Wasp figure. And as the third or fourth stretch tier, you could have him, and I don't know where they'll get these from, but you could have him ride a Rancor. Any of those laying around, they might throw that in here as an unlock bonus.
Would they have him as a regular sized version?
Possibly. Now, I was joking about the stand, but think about that. If they made it unlock with a big stand that held him, but was big enough to put the rest of like all the 60th anniversary figures around it, that'd be kind of badass. That'd make
like
a really
display
good
piece.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't. So again, my normie brain is telling me I know who Galactus is, and I know Sentinel, but I have no idea. It's gonna be.
I don't have a normie brain, but if it is him, I'm not gonna care. I'm not ordering it.
Just realize he doesn't look like Michael Douglas.
Yeah.
Either way, we're going to know tomorrow at 11 a.m.
That's true.
And we'll be talking about it next week as well, because this one will be an interesting one to follow. I think it's definitely something that's classic Marvel. Like they're not going to have like all the classic, because again they're doing the Avengers 60th anniversary here. So this is obviously an incarnation designed off of a large character from the 60s. The silhouette is very vague, like it doesn't outline antennas. You don't see the Wasp flying around, so they definitely. Well, actually, maybe you do. No, it's Ultron Shadow. But
it won't be a giant wasp. I know that.
Yeah, I think it's this one's really going to depend on pricing, because if they price this too high, it is not going to get funded.
Who's dead on the ground there?
That's one of the Ultron drones.
Yeah.
But
which is another telling point.
Right.
Yeah. That's I would bet money right now that it's Giant Man. But to your point, like, well, if it's got to be just a big Marvel legend, if they do something that's more bare bones and keep that price point to something around the price of like a Titan class Transformer, I think it'll be successful. But if they say, hey, this is going to be $350 and here's our unlocks, I think that's the thing that HasLab fails to learn from, is that these people don't like the tier unlocks, and a lot of times they hinder their success. Like we can talk about the Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Yes,
it's gotta be
Spirit of Vengeance. And then what happened there? Well, Ramen Toys happened, and they had a far more, and it was funny because when you did the math on it, like the Ramen Toys was not even a savings, So,
but it looks cool.
It does look
cool. Hopefully it'll ship soon.
Yeah,
I'm waiting.
Anyway, tell Kato to rattle some cages. But yeah, this will be interesting to see. So stay tuned on this one, and we'll be covering it next week, just like we did with the Ghost and all the other previous HasLabs. So if you want our commentary on it, you guys know where to go. With that, I guess we'll wrap up. Do you guys have anything you're doing this week? You guys want to shout out on your channels?
Shadow Striker at some point.
I got to go rail on a rail trail, which my cousin came and he told me about it. I'm like embarrassed because I don't even know that it was up here. I live in upstate New York, and a rail trail is basically like they take an old railroad track and they put on these little vehicles that you pedal, and they have like a 4-person car or a 2-person car, and you basically pedal down the track. And I thought this looks dumb, but then I did it. It was awesome. It was so much fun. Very relaxing. You know, you're going by the river, so you can kind of see the water. You take a break, and then you do a little hike. So I recommend Rail Trail if you have one in your area. Check it out. That's all.
Ooh. We're gonna take a ride down by the lake.
Mike, do you have anything coming up on your channel you want to promote?
Oh, I'm doing a bunch of edits on stuff that I filmed and just haven't had time to do because of driving in between states. Hopefully, and you guys know I've been reaching out to a certain party and team that hopefully will get a response on and have them on the show. Also, for the people that are still in the chat, it'd be kind of nice to see if there are things like for a reaction that you guys would be interested in. One of the things I had spoken about with Dave was trying to get some toy photographers that would be interested in come on, and I have 2 responses. I just got to work out some stuff with that. So that's about it. I mean, we have what conventions we have coming up. I mean, we got
TFCon Orlando, yeah.
So and then we got I'll be going to Legion's Con up in Jersey. And, remember, we got RetroCon this weekend. I know Dr. Diecast and the guys around the East Coast are going to go up for that. So we got Baltimore Comic Con this weekend as well.
Oh, crap. That completely fell off my radar.
Yeah. So, I mean, if I can get a chance to get down there and stuff, I'll be up. But right now, it's just playing catch up. I'm trying to get something together for next month with year anniversary for my channel. So
Nice.
I think I'm doing some giveaways.
Awesome. All right.
Are we eligible?
Absolutely. If you subscribe to my channel, sure.
Shit.
Hey,
I know, Matt.
we got to meet D Amazing at BotCon. I don't know if you mentioned that, Mike.
No, I wasn't. I hadn't mentioned that yet. But yeah, he was there, and it was a great to meet him in person.
Amazing.
Did he tell you to drink your water?
He was very
Simply-
laid back, nice
Yeah.
guy.
Very, very cool guy, and very easy to talk to about stuff. So
Drink your water.
I mentioned tea, and then he said, "Okay, get out of here." No, he was cool. Like he was just he was incognito because obviously he doesn't want a million people coming up to him. And,
Right.
But one of the showrunners told me that it was him, so I just kind of quietly introduced myself, and then as I was leaving, I told Mike because he was just standing there next to me.
yeah, I took a picture of these guys. And I'm like, oh, okay, hey guy.
So he takes a picture and then we leave. And I was like, you know who that was, right? He's like, no. And I said, D Amazing. He runs back in and they were closing. They was already closed for the night. So no, he was cool. He was a nice guy.
Yeah, very nice guy.
You know who is not incognito at conventions is Vangelis. You guys know Vangelis?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I remember one of the first times, well, the second time, I think it was the second time we did TFCon in Virginia. I was hanging out with Lance, and Lance had decided that he wanted to buy an MP36. And there was one left in the dealer room and we had previously talked to Evangelist. And as we're going back to the dealer room, he remembered something from our previous conversation and flagged us down. And we were having a conversation with him, and Lance was like too polite to say, "Hey, I need to run back to the dealer room," and he missed out on the MP36.
Oh, that stinks.
But yeah, it's like there's a because Lance is a big Beast Wars guy. I think he wanted it to go with like his Beast Wars display because, you know, reasons.
He was in the show.
Exactly. And this is a neat transformation.
It is.
Yeah, I just tried it with all the stuff attached.
We love all of y'all. Come back next week.
Yep.
We will
Thanks
be
for
back
joining us.
here next Thursday, 9:00 Eastern, right here on the Figure Action YouTube channel. It's been a blast. We'll catch you all then. I hope everybody has a great rest of their night, great weekend, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.